All right, everyone. Hello, I'm Bo Williams. I'm joined by Ken Weathers. And you may be thinking, wait a minute, we're going to do some halftime scores for high school football, but Ken, you are watching some storms. I know heat's been a big factor tonight, but some areas could be dealing with some storms tonight as far as high school football.
Yeah, watched these storms earlier today. They were well up into Kentucky. Had a feeling they would be weakening as they're coming across the Tennessee line, and they've done that, but they're holding together enough that I am a little concerned that we want to take a look. So let's go to look at our radar right now. You can see these storms, Bo, that are coming out of Kentucky, kind of dropping southward. I do think there could be some gusty winds in this, maybe in that 20 to 30 mile per hour range. Biggest impact, of course, would be some lightning, and we do have some lightning with some of these storms here. If we could change that graphic, what I want to show you is a live look at what we're looking at across the area right now. That band that's kind of diving to the south, this is what we're focusing on. You can see this is our future radar product. So this is showing by about 10 o'clock, this band, even though it's weakening, is coming down towards the valley. I think the stronger parts of these storms over our Plateau County, so portions of Fentress back into Morgan County. Go ahead and click that one more time. We can go back to a live look. I want to show you where these storms are now, just kind of give you an idea. They're up towards Campbell County, near Jellicoe right now, so right along I-75, and these are moving southward. So kind of in the immediate here, Jellicoe Christian Academy, about 856, the Wynn community at 911, and then also these storms that are coming out of McCreary County in Kentucky into Scott County. That's near Winfield at 902, the elementary at about 903, and Pine Hill 910. Now, these are not severe at this time, Bo, but heavier rainfall, could be some lightning, and that's when we can get some delays with some of these schools.
Yeah, especially these are going to be hitting right toward the end of some of these games, is the way it's looking
so.
like, especially those 8 o'clock start times, even the 7:30s could be.
I'd say if these were 7 o'clock start times, we would have not had an issue.
Right.
But since a lot of them started between 7:30 and 8 because of the heat, which they had to do, these may be a bit of a concern. I'll keep an eye on them.
All right, sounds good. Ken, appreciate it. Ken, we'll check back with us here in a little bit, get you another live update. Just want to keep you kind of in the loop of what to expect. Ken, thank you, my friend.
Yep.
All right. Turn this up. All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm now joined by the man, Carlos Lopez, as we get ready to run down tonight's high school scores. Carlos, good to see you.
I'm back and I got never left, my brother. How are you?
I'm doing well. Night 2, my friend. A hot night tonight around the area, though. I mean, weather, obviously a huge factor. We heard from Ken some storms around the area, but, man, the heat. Did you ever play in something like this when you were at, where were you, at Seymour?
I was at Seymour,
Yeah.
Carson Newman, Middle Tennessee. A lot of things have changed, since my time playing. A lot of water breaks and,
Right.
many breaks. We did not have that back in the day when we were playing, but I'm glad that, their priority is right now is safety for the kids,
Yeah.
which is the main priority. So I'm glad that all those schools are taking precaution of this heat, because I actually got in my car to get over here, and it was 110 degrees inside my vehicle.
My goodness. Yeah, you got to be careful.
Gotta be
That
careful.
is for sure. And again, we'll run down the scores for you coming up here in a little bit. A lot of the games pushed back to an 8 o'clock kick. So again, some of these scores will be a little bit earlier than what we usually see. But we do want to recap what happened Thursday night. So take a listen.
Well, it was almost a tale of 3 different games tonight on Rivalry Thursday. Mark Packer along with Austin Price. We had Carter, then we had Austin East, and then we had Carter again.
Yeah, and early on, it was a lot of Carter. You look at right here, you got the pitch and catch from Isaiah Monday, finding Gabriel Dennis. Dennis cuts back and finds 6.
Yeah, 32 yards on the touchdown. Conversion was not good. It was 6-0 there. A little bit later, here comes Austin East, and this was after they got the backup quarterback in. Shane Cherry comes in. He's a highly recruited basketball guy, offered by Tennessee, Penn State, all kinds of schools. We got to halftime. Roadrunners are up 14-13.
Yeah, and then Carter would turn it over to this guy right here, Jody Scruggs. 1 of 5 touchdowns on the night. This one meant to be a halfback pass, turns into a Scruggs long touchdown run.
Yeah, it ended up being a run. Now, here's the last touchdown by Scruggs. Listen to his numbers tonight. 21 carries, 158 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 catch for 9 yards. I mean, he was the guy that's a sophomore. 41-20, the final score. Carter gets the win over Austin East.
Thanks, guys. Out in Morristown, the Hurricanes are hosting Hardin Valley. Mo East takes it way down the field, but has to settle for a field goal in the first quarter. Alfredo Hernandez on the 29-yarder. It's good. Canes take a 3-2 lead. Second quarter now, Brady Hogreef is going the long way. He slithers to the outside and then scampers to the end zone for the 3-yard score. Hawks up by 6. Canes need to get something moving. Hawks' Ta Henderson has other plans. He snags the pick. The sophomore making 74 yards look easy. Untouched, 23-3 for the Hawks at that point. Hardin Valley stayed in control the whole way to secure the 36-10 win. The Hawks second in as many weeks.
All right, and we are back right now. So that's kind of what happened Thursday. I know you had a chance, Carlos, to talk to the folks over at Carter and Austin East before that game, which was the big Rivalry Thursday game.
Absolutely. First of all, congratulations to Hardin Valley Academy. That was one of the schools that I actually taught
we just
at.
saw a little bit of highlights from them as well. Yeah.
Absolutely. That was when I first started getting into the whole teaching deal. Hardin Valley was the first school to actually give me an opportunity to become a teacher. So congratulations to the Hardin Valley Hawks taking that victory over there with Morristown East. But yes, I had an opportunity to go over there and interview the Scholar Athlete of the Week from Austin East and the Scholar Athlete of the Week from Carter. What an amazing team to see 2 young men perform not only on the field, but where it's most important, off the field as well.
Yeah, that is for sure. No doubt about that. Hey, let's get into what's going on tonight right now around the area. We're going to right now get you up to date with the big game of the week. Let me ask you about this. I know your eyes went big.
Ooh.
Full disclosure here. Former assistant coach at Alcoa. My kids went to Bearden. All right, so there you go.
Hey, los Bulldogs de Bearden están ahorita en contra de los Tornados de Alcoa, y acabo de escuchar ahorita que los Tornados acaban de meter un touchdown. Hey, that's too much a little bit for you guys. I just heard that Alcoa has just put another score on the board. So I think at halftime it was 6-3. So we're up ahead right now, Alcoa Tornadoes. What an amazing time I had over there. But game of the week, Bearden Alcoa.
It is the game of the week, and let's get you an update from KCK. That's where she is tonight.
Hey guys, KCK here from our WATE Game of the Week. Bearden visiting Alcoa. Now Bearden got things going first, but certainly not early. We ended the first quarter tied up, 0-0, tie ball game. Bulldogs, they got the first touchdown on the board. 2-yard rush from Drew Parrott, but the PAT was no good. Led to a 6-0 lead. Then interception from Alcoa eventually led to a field goal. They had to settle for those 3 points, 6-3 by the end of the second quarter. And that's your halftime update.
All right, Casey, thank you very much. I know, just real quick, she mentioned that Bearden missed that extra point. I know that's something that you're a big special teams guy.
I was
so
actually
crucial in games.
Absolutely, I was actually watching a little bit of the game
Yeah.
since they've been on live right there, and they came off the left side and actually blocked the PAT.
Yeah.
So that's got to be with that offensive line right there. They got to make sure that they get that blocking down.
All right, let's run through some scores here for just a moment. First of all, Central at Maryville, third quarter, 24-6 right now. Rebels looking pretty good.
Hey, from last week, from what we saw, that Merrill was, off to a slow start, and then Central, what they did over there at Fulton. So, 24-6, that looking like a pretty good game right there.
Webb rolling tonight, 25-6 right now. That game in the third. Of course, a new head coach at Webb. A lot of questions coming in, but so far things looking pretty good for the Spartans. We just told you, or actually Morristown West taking on Elizabethton, 13-0 Cyclones.
Elizabethton, they always got a great program.
They do have a great
always
program.
Got a great program.
Making the trek down from the Tri-Cities to Hamlin County tonight.
There you go.
Knoxville Catholic on the road at Brevard, 19-6. Catholic, another one of those that they've had a lot of coaching changes as of late, but hey, they're looking to go 2-0 if they can pull out the win tonight.
Hey, and like what we talked about last week, every single week, you just got to improve.
Yeah.
Every week whenever we're coaching, you're 0-0 that week, so you just got to get that victory.
Week 1 to week 2, though, they always say that's where you're going to really get a good feel, the improvement or lack of improvement, from that week 1, week 2 game. So really these scores are really indicative of maybe how these seasons are going to go for some of these teams. David Crockett right now, 21-13 over Cherokee. Cosby right now, let's see, we got that's Cherokee Braves up 27-6, that game in the third. And then there's the Bearden game. Let's see. We'll scroll back down. They just updated. Let's see if we get the updated score. Well, that's still at 6-3.
That's still at 6-3, but I just saw that the score right now, Alcoa is up 10-6 at the moment right now.
Okay, so they just put a touchdown on the board. So they're in the second half now in Alcoa, but 10-6, kind of what we expected. This game's going to be back and forth. Bearden lost a heartbreaker to West last week on a long pass, about a 45-yard pass with 17 seconds left to go in the game. So Bearden looked to avoid going 0-2. Alcoa, though, looking to go 2-0, so we'll see what happens there. South Doyle 14-7 over Heritage.
Heritage was actually winning that game, but I can see that South Doyle is coming back up and put 2 scores on the board. And then now we got right here Eagleton. Right now losing to Scott Highlander 17-7. Now we have Northview Academy against Pigeon Forge. Northview Academy, I actually had an opportunity to go over there and do those little special things that we've been doing to highlight a Hispanic Player of the Week, and they have a great head coach, Coach Anderson, who came from Catholic to go coach at Northview Academy. They're up 13-0 right now.
Well, I'll tell you, let's take a moment, since we're talking about Northview, if we can, let's take a moment. Let's talk about it, because you caught up with special teams players. Is that what you caught up with the Northview?
Dennis De Leon.
Yeah, let's take
the
a look.
kicker for Northview Academy.
Let's take a look at that interview.
Buenas tardes, mi gente. Aquí estoy en Northview Academy con mi pana aquí, Dennis De Leon. Y hey, él es de Honduras. Hey, Dennis, yo tengo una pregunta. ¿Cuál es tu parte favorita siendo latino y jugando fútbol americano?
Poder patear, estar ansioso, que llegue ese momento, estar listo ya solo para poder patear y meter el field goal, que toda la gente esté feliz, es lo que más me gusta.
Entonces, ¿te gusta ayudar a tu equipo metiendo 1 punto o 3 puntos?
Sí.
Exactamente. Bueno, mi gente, aquí estamos otra vez en Northview Academy, Dennis De Leon de Honduras, where you can check out more every Friday on Friday Frenzy right here on WATE.com.
All right, so kind of walk us through. What was he talking about
Listen, what an amazing opportunity. Exactly what we see right here. Dennis is still working on that English. So for me to come in there and be able to speak his language, if you would have seen, the excitement that he had. But one of that question that I asked him right there was, hey, being a Hispanic, being Latin, what is your favorite part about playing in American football? And you can just see his excitement right there. He was telling me, hey, I love going out to the field and feeling that anxiousness right there and be able to help my team. And just when you see his hand go like that, I just want to make that field goal. And then I asked him, hey, so you just want to make sure that you help your team, with that 1 point or the 3 points on the field goal. And he said, that's what gets me the most excited.
Good stuff. Special teams so important, especially in today's game. It seems like it's always been important, but really we see games won and lost. Missed field goal, bad punt, field position,
absolutely,
something like that. So
one of the things when I was playing at Middle Tennessee State, Rick Stockstill always emphasized the 3 aspects of the game: offense, defense, and special teams. The team that wins 2 out of the 3 will win that game, and he always wanted to emphasize that we always won the special teams. So
good
super
stuff.
important.
There you go. More scores for you right now as we're kind of getting some updates. They're refreshing for you. We'll continue to scroll down. Lenore City and Loudon, 13-0. Lenore City right now. The Panthers up at the break, and Powell and Farragut Powell on the road, taking on the Admirals 14-7 at the half.
Hey, they were supposed to be a pretty good game, and it's looking like 14-7 at the halftime right now. Doing great. Powell won last week against Anderson County, so they want to keep on that streak, to try to be 2-0. So
continue that roll. Farragut had an exciting game against Dobbins-Bennett last week as well. So yeah, two teams on a little bit of a high. I know it's early in the season, but hey, Granger, Chucky Doak right now, 21-6. Chucky Doak on top. Dobbins-Bennett taking on Greenville. Greenville down on the road at Dobbins-Bennett, 14-7 at the break. Two good programs right there. Two good histories.
Two great programs. Yeah. Greenville being a state championship contender every year. I know that they have, their Tornadoes coming up in one of those Rivalry Thursdays games. So, looking at that score, it's looking like it's a pretty good game as well.
All right, West Green, Cloudland, 15-14. Sometimes you sit back and go, how did they get 15-14? It's like a really high-scoring baseball game. But 15-14 your score at the break right now. Monterey and Rockwood, 6-0 low-scoring game in that one. And then Halls and Gibbs. This is huge. This is Gibbs' first true home game in 2 years. And, the excitement was building. They were bringing back the seniors from last year because they didn't get to play at home.
Yeah.
And 10-7 right now at the half, taking on Halls, who a good little rivalry there. But that's got to be huge for those players for Gibbs.
It is. When we were at Halls last week, they really wanted to have that game.
Yeah.
We wish we wanted to play Gibbs right now. So now that they get to play that game, I know that Gibbs is super excited. I got a buddy of mine that played at Carson Newman with, who's an assistant coach over there at Gibbs. So I wish him all the best.
Yeah, Gibbs trying to enjoy the moment and come out with a win. Hall's trying to spoil the party. That is for sure. Meigs County right now up 7-0. That game in the second quarter. And then Jeff Coe, 26-7 in the second.
Hey, didn't Sevier County pull one off last week?
Mm-hmm.
They pulled one off last week, and for Jefferson County to be up 26-7 right now, me being a Sevier County guy, graduated from Seymour, I want all my Sevier County teams to do well, so they got to step it up a little bit.
Well, that's why you play 4 quarters, right? We're
Absolutely.
Just now in the second quarter of that one. Speaking of Seymour, down at McMinn Central, 14.
Why did we scroll down to that score right there? Come on,
that's
my
the
Eagles.
next one.
Come on, my Eagles.
Right.
Hey, I need my Seymour Eagles to step it up a little bit right here. Come on now.
All right, Anderson County looking to bounce back. 10-7 right now in the second quarter against Science Hill. Science Hill always has a good program. Anderson County, obviously, as we know here, always has a good team as well. Stone Memorial against Sweetwater, 20-0 that game in the second quarter. And then Kingston taking on Oliver Springs, neighbors, 24-7, Kingston on top. So, hey. Second quarter, a lot of good rivalry games tonight. There's the Gibbs game once again. And then we've got some 0-0s for you here. William Blunt Carnes, Harriman Central, Cherokee Central, and Cosby also 0-0. I don't know if you have any updates on any of those. I know you were watching. Were you following the Carnes games?
I was watching the Carnes game right now. William Blunt is up on that game right now, so Carnes is down. But I think the most important thing for me right now with this game's going on is that the safety of those kids.
Sure.
With this heat going on right now, and maybe some of those storms coming down, safety is the priority.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's 9-10 right now. We still have some games in the first going into the second quarter. All these games, different start times tonight, just to try to keep the kids safe. That is for sure. Hey, real quick, we want to say some congratulations here. Our player of the week came from Central. You talked about it earlier. Central had a great game last week. Really came out firing on all cylinders. Wide receiver Dante Strickland. Take a look again. He was this week's recipient.
Dante, now you had 5 receptions for 150 yards, tacked on 3 touchdowns in the Battle of Broadway last Friday. What are you most proud of in that performance?
I'm just proud of the way that we rallied together as one and took down a rival like Ford.
You have a rivalry game like that. Does having as great of a performance as you did have any more significance with it being against Fulton?
I mean, it felt good. Coming into Central, I knew Fulton was going to be a big game, for everybody, not just us. So going out and get that win felt good.
Central is able to put up 53 points against the Falcons. What was working so well for you as well as this entire Bobcats offense?
What worked good for us is the way that, we're not worried about ourselves. If I catch the ball, I know that they're going to block, and if they catch the ball, they know I'm going to block. So we work really good together as a team.
When you come into practice after a game like that, how do you personally step on the field and motivate yourself to go 1 ounce more, go 1 step harder?
It's just a mindset thing. You can't just perform one week and then expect the same thing next week. You got to expect bigger and better things. So that's what I did this week.
You're a senior now. How have you seen yourself grow over the last few years on the football field?
I've grown a lot mentally and physically because I knew, playing at a school like that and then coming here, I was going to have to get stronger mentally.
Congratulations, Dante. You are Week 1 WATE Player of the Week. Let's show him some love, guys.
I always love that at the very end when all the players come in and congratulate him. It's a team effort. I mean, they're happy for him, but he knows too. It's everybody around him, that's for sure.
It's not. It's definitely. It's a team award. Although it's individual player of the week, if it wouldn't have been for the other guys, things like that don't happen.
Carlos reminded me we didn't hit our tailgate food at the top. We've started this last year. We got to get it in real quick tonight. I mean, it's one of my favorite tailgate
Come
foods.
on
I
now.
know, it's pizza, right? But, man, nothing's better than pizza. Pizza good for breakfast, lunch, dinner, tailgating, you name it.
Warm it up in the oven. But the question is, does pineapple belong in pizza?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. All right, hey, we're going to wrap up our coverage. Don't forget, all the scores you can find here at WATE.com. They'll continue to update. We'll have the latest for you on Friday Frenzy at 11:14, coming up after the Titans game tonight. And then, obviously, Carlos is going to have some highlights for you, as well as our Six Sports team. They're going to have highlights for you in English. Carlos will have some highlights for you in Spanish. You'll find it on the Friday Frenzy page. Looking forward to that, my friend. And then also we'll have the very latest where you can vote beginning tomorrow on our Player of the Week. So a lot to check out at WAT.com.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it tonight. Y'all make sure, like Bo said, WAT.com to check out those highlights in English y también para ver las jugadas destacadas también en español. Muchas gracias.
All right, buddy. I'm going to let you we're going to move out of the way. We're going to bring Ken Weathers back in here one more time to kind of take us out. Ken, kind of walk through where we are right now. You were telling us about those storms kind of slowly making their way south. So how are things looking right now?
They're trying. I mean, it's still warm, especially Knoxville southward. We're in the low to mid 80s, as you can see. 70s up to the north, though, into Kentucky, and that's why it's cooler on the heat index value because of these rain chances we have that are moving into the area. So I'll kind of quickly show you the radar across the region. These showers and storms, they've been coming out of Kentucky all afternoon. I kind of thought they would weaken as they move towards the south and east. That has been the case, but they're still kind of holding together enough that I'm keeping a close eye on them. Hey, Bo, I'm going to get you to help me here for just a second. I'll get you to change the graphic. Look, you can see that shower it's starting to weaken as it's making its way down through Campbell County, moving southward out of southeast Kentucky. These are not severe, but my biggest problem is there could be some lightning with these, and with some area high school football games, of course, going on, that could be a bit of an issue. Let me kind of switch perspectives here for you, get a little bit closer. You see some of that heavier rainfall into Campbell County right now, stretching over into Claiborne, Hancock counties, and it's kind of in an arc. And it's pushing to the south and east. That's telling me there could be some gusty winds with these. Let me kind of give you an idea quickly as to where these storms could be going. We'll switch that graphic there for you. And you can see this is our future radar product. So it's showing somewhere probably close to 10 o'clock. It could be making its way into the Knoxville area, most likely in a little bit weaker state, but still have some lightning with it and some gusty winds. And that's going to put it pretty close to some fourth quarter action with some of these 8 o'clock kickoff times that we had across the region as this moves to the south.